All right, hello once again. Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College, and as part of the Rankin Technical College application and website development, or AWD 1100 Programming Fundamentals with C# course, I've been creating a series of videos based on the PowerPoint slides for the textbook we're using for the class, that textbook being Muroc C# 7th edition, as you see right now. And I've broken from here. I've done, in the first 19 chapters here, I've done chapters 1 through 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, and 19. I'm not going to do 20 and 21, but before I do 22, I've been doing some fundamental database stuff, so I'm going to jump back into that. And this is what I had been working on here. So in the last video, I went through and wrote, so I've got here from 0 through, so I got 25 of these. And I did 0 through 14, so I did the first 15. So I'm going to come in here. Show all customers from New York. All right, so that should be select star from customers where cust, yeah, that's right, cust city equals NY. I believe that that'll be correct. We'll try it. Oh, I did this. Is this supposed to be city or state? It's not, oh, who are from New York. Okay, that should have been cust state, so that's my error. And there we go. We've got 49 customers. And if you look, New York, 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 New York. We look on the next page. Again, all New York. And we look on the last page with one last customer. So I guess that was all of them. So that worked. So that was 49 customers. So let's run the same query again. And let's put not equal to New York. And you can see there are 647. And I think there were 49 of the other ones. And there are 696 total in here. So this should be cust state. And I'm going to give you this both ways. You can either say it like this, or you can say not equal like this. So both of those ways of doing this should work. So again, we should get 646 here, 47. Oh, I guess that's what I got before also. All right, so that's the first couple. Show a count of the number of customers from each state. Let's see if we can do this. All right, I have to pause for just a second here. All right, sorry about that. Got an unexpected phone call. So show a count of the number of customers from each state. Select what that is, but select count of cust state from customers, group by cust state, and let's order by count of cust state in descending order, and if there's any ties, we'll put the that should be fine. Hopefully this will work. Try that again. have an error in my syntax. Right here, line 4. Oh, instead of descending, I wrote DES. I don't know how or why, but I did. All right, would be nice to list the state as well, I guess. So let's do that again. So select cust state and a count and order it by count. And if there are ties, we'll do the customer state. All right, let's try that again. There we go. So California had 76, Texas, etc. All right, you can see what we have in here. Let's give this a little bit better name. So let's change this to as let's put in here number of customers, and we'll do this. Oh, I changed it around. Let me grab the one. Hopefully I've still got it in here. Yep. So let me grab this. And we'll say cust state as state. And then our count as number customers. I like that better. Okay, it doesn't like something, but what do we move up here? How about that? There we go. So California 76, etc. Doesn't look too bad. Okay, so let's go grab that. And that'll go in here. All right, show the number of customers from California grouped by city. All right, so let's grab this. Because it's sort of similar. So let's do a cust city as city and a count of cust city. We'll still call it as number of customers. From customers, group it by cust city. This has got to be where cust state equals CA for California, ordered by the count of cust city. Be interesting to see if this works. And then the cust city. All right, there we go. 5 from Fresno, 4 from Rancho Cordova, etc., etc., etc. And you can see there's 54 of these. All right. All right, let's just very quickly look at that query. So we want the customer city, we're calling it city, a count of the number in each city from customers, but we only want it where the state is California. So notice, I'm going to grab this for now. I'm going to remove it. All right. And then I'm going to grab the query again, and I'm going to put it in here, because this is going to be a lot different. Because that's got every city there is. So this has got 458 different cities. All right. All right. So that one is okay. Show the number of customers with the word street in their address. A count of, let's say, cust last name from customers. In fact, we'll do a count, and we'll also do the cust street from customers where cust street like, and it's going to have street in there any place. I think that's correct, but we'll check it out quickly here. All right, what doesn't like? Unknown column, cust last name. So what was the name of that column? Just cust name. Unknown column, cust street. I guess that's address. Told you I'm doing this off the seat of my pants, and I should be doing a better job of checking out stuff right before I'm going through here. So it says there's 57, but it will not give me all 57, just the first one. So let's change this. We won't have the street from customers, but let's change this to as customers with street in their address. I think that'll work. Try it. I think it doesn't like the fact that I've got the double quotes in there. Unknown. Oh, I know why. Oh, you're so stupid. It should just be cust name. And this should be cust address. So we'll see. And again, it says there were 57 of them in there. So that is now correct. Show the states with no customers, if there are any. So select, how about this? Count cust state as state. And the cust state from customers group by cust state having. Now I don't know if this will work or not, so we'll see. Having a count equal to 0. Like I said, this may not work. Knowing the luck I've been having, it won't work. showing me nothing. So let's see. Well, I'm going to try this. Try to modify it a little bit. So select the customer state from customers where the count of the customer state is equal to 0. Don't think that'll work either, to be honest with you. I think that I'm going to get a syntactic error on this, but and I did. Invalid, yeah, I'm getting an old invalid use of group function. So select cusState. Count of cusState from customers where the count of cusState is equal to 0. I don't think that's going to work either, though. I could try with a halving, but it probably is still not going to work. So invalid use the group function. All right, somebody came in the door, so this came back and it didn't show me anything, which means that syntactically it's correct, but it didn't find anything that matched that criteria. So I want the cusState and the count of cusState from there. Yeah, I'm not sure how to do that one. I'm gonna leave that off. I'm gonna put this query in here, but it doesn't work. So I apologize. I got a couple in here that don't work. Does not work. All right. Finally, I got 3 things left here that are all going to encompass joins. So for each customer, show their first name, last name, city, state, but instead of the state abbreviation, which is in the customer table, show the state name, which is in the state table. Okay? All right. Now, if we look in here, you'll notice that between customers and states, they both have, well, let's see, state code, state name. They both have a state. Okay. So let's try to do that one. So first name, last name, city, and state. I'll just try doing it on here. So we'll start it here. Select, I'm going to say C dot cust first name, C dot cust last name, C dot city, and S dot state name from customers C states S where and I'll have to double check to see what these names are. So cust state, and I'll need cust name there, not cust last name. So cust state, cust city, name, city, and state, and state name, state code. Okay. So cust name, this doesn't exist, cust city, and that is right, state name from this, where C dot state equals S dot state name. First, let's see if it works, and then I'll go back and I'll write it. This is the old-fangled way of doing it. So I'm going to go back then and rewrite it using the newfangled way of doing it. See if I have any syntax errors. Of course I do. Column C, city and field list. Oh, this is Cust City. Okay. No, it doesn't like state. So that must mean that it's Cust State. Okay. Well, it didn't like that. So let's see. That probably means that my join is wrong. It's going to be state code, not state. I think that's what it is. So this will be state code. There you go. Name, city, state. See that? All right. Looks good. Okay, so I'm going to grab that query. And I'm going to copy it to the clipboard so that it's correct in here. Then I'm going to do the newfangled way of doing it, which is select this from customers C, inner C, come on, C, inner join this on. I think I did that syntactically correct. And you see we're getting the same results. Okay. See, so that's our first foray or example in here of going in and doing joins. And I'm going to do each one of these joins. There's only 2 or 3 more. And I'm going to try to do them both ways. All right. So again, I want to come in here, and for each customer, I'm going to just copy this. It's going to change quite a bit, but I want the customer's first name and last name. Let's just change this to customer. Show their name. Like that. So show their name. Product description. Product total for each invoice, which will again require name joints. So we need the, let's look in here and see if we can get everything. I don't know. So let's see. I need, move this down, and we're going to move this here. All right, now let's bring in this. So we are working right now on this one. For each customer, show their name, so the customer name, the product description, which is from products, the product total, which is from invoices. All right. So select C.custName, I.INV product total, well, product total, and P dot product description, prod description, from customers C, inner join let's do it the other way first, just because it's easier. So from customer C, hit enter a few times here. From customer C, comma, invoices, I, comma, products P, where, so I've got to do all my joins here. So the first join, there's a direct join between customers and invoices. So that's where C dot customer cust ID is equal to I dot INV cust ID. All right. And now the problem here is this does not link up directly with this. So I've got to go through invoice line items to get to products. There's no direct linkage from invoices to products. All right, so I have to bring in another table here. So I have to say invoice line items, and I'll call it ILI. So I'm going to have to do 3 joins. So where the customer ID is equal, where I dot INV customer ID equals ILI dot ILI. It's got a customer ID as well, I believe, cust ID. And so finally, I can join together these two. And they are going to be joined together based on the product code. So ILI dot ILI product code. I'm sure there's something wrong in here, but we'll fix it. Is equal to P dot product code. Prod, I think it was for those code. All right, again, there are going to be errors in here. Before we even run this, let's see if we can clean this up a little bit. So we'll take a look at it. All right. So make sure that I'm using right names right now. That's the only thing I want to look at. So I'm going to go to customers, and I'm going to go to my structure, and C dot cust name. That's good. There's C dot cust ID, so that's good. That should all be okay. So let's go to inventory next. Sorry, to invoices next. And again, let's go to structure. INV product total. Invoices INV. It is called customer ID. All right, so that should all be okay. This is wrong though, I believe. So let's look at ILI. And the structure. Okay, that's the invoice ID that this is supposed to be. So this is ILI invoice ID, and this is probably INV invoice ID, but let's double check. INV invoice ID. All right, and then finally the product code. So the ILI, this one, ILI product code, and this should be P prod code, I'm hoping. So structure, P, that's just prod code. That's right. So I'm thinking this is correct, but we're going to find out right now. Of course not. Doesn't know invoice IND. I think that's INV, invoice ID. I believe that's it. Let's try that. Nope. ILI, so that's ILI invoice ID. Good gravy. Invoice ID. Try it again. And you'll notice that I like to write these and use an editor like Notepad++ or Notepad or even Visual Studio Code rather than keep writing them in here. That way I've got my copy of what I'm working on. To me, that makes more sense. You may or may not agree. There we go. So the customer name, the invoice product total, and the product description. Okay? Now, again, I'm data mining in here, and you may not agree with the stuff I'm looking for. You know, you might think, well, you should be looking for this or this or this, but it's totally fine the way it is. All right, let me get rid of that. Let me copy this whole thing. Put that in here. So select this from customers C. Apologize, I've got another phone call. Boy, oh boy. All right, again, my apologies. So let's finish this up. From customers C, inner join, invoices I, on, this, that's why I hate this syntax. This is probably not going to work. I'm just warning you right now. Inner join, products P, on, I think I've got the wrong syntax in here, but we're going to see. All right, so that is everything, if that works. Again, the chances, the way that this day has been going, the chances of this working are not real good. So let's try it anyway. All right, it doesn't like my inner join. An expression was expected near inner join at position 78. Okay, that should not have a comma. Known column in on clause. Okay. P. So inner join invoices on C equals this. All right, inner join invoices line items on this equals this. Inner join products on this equals this. Let's try that. Doggone it. Line 3. Again, I've got that goofy comma there. There we go. Okay, so there it is using the newfangled syntax. All right, and then finally, let's just grab the beginning of this. And we want the customer's name. We want the product total. That's from invoice. We want, I'm sorry, their name, the product description. All right, so show their name, the product description, the product total. So just let's reverse these two fields. The product description, the product total, the unit price, and the quantity for each invoice. So I need unit price and I need quantity. The unit price is in products and the quantity is in invoice line items. Let's put this on a couple lines. All right, and then finally, the quantity. Don't know what I call that. ILI quantity. All right, so from customers, C, products, P, invoices, invoices, I, invoice, line items, ILI. There's my joins, there's my tables. I'm sorry, there's my tables. And this will be where, just like we had here. Okay. And so that's two of them. I also have to join these. And also the quantity. I think it's going to end up being the same joins as we had before. Again, this could be wrong, but let's try it. the chances of that? All right. So I've got the customer name, the product they bought, the product total, the product unit price, and how many were in their invoice. Okay. So let's see if we can go and copy this. In fact, I may be able to kind of cheat here and just grab this, copy that down into here, and then just grab the rest of this that I had before. We'll see. No. You have an error in your invoice is I on line 3. 1, 2, 3. Thought I could just grab all of this, and maybe that's what I did do. Right there, I thought that's what I did. But it does not like something that's in here. Copy. Corresponds to the right syntax. Show invoices I near there. The customer ID. Line 3. C dot. Huh. All right, again, somebody came in. I think the problem here is I've got to say here from. I don't have any from statement in here. So from customers C. So let's try that. And there we go. All right. So what I have attempted to do over these last 4 or so lectures is to give you, for lack of better wordage, some examples, some detailed, some simplistic, but to go over some database fundamentals. Now, we did those using PHPMyAdmin, which you see on your screen right now, all right, and also MySQL. So when we come back, I'm going to attempt then to, on these fundamentals, to go over and start talking to you about some similar fundamentals, but for SQL Server. All right, so I'll be back with that hopefully shortly.